Lucky you. Here I am, Charlie Craven, with my good friend Russell Miller from Umpqua Feather Merchants.
Hey, all.
And not only are you lucky, but we're lucky because we just got in the brand newest, greatest, latest flies from Umpqua for 2026. We usually get a little sneak peek early preview, and usually because we're so darn close to Umpqua, we get them first, and that has happened again this year. So we're going to talk to you about some of these new flies that have just come out, and a couple of them belong to me, a couple of them belong to Mr. Miller here, and a few of them belong to some other tires. This is not all of them either. We sort of cut this down a little bit because there's so much new stuff. This was a particularly thick year from Umpqua with new patterns. So we'll probably end up doing more than one of these videos, but we're going to talk about some of the highlights. And the one I'm going to start with, I'm going to let Russell talk in a minute, but the one I'm going to start with is actually Russell's fly. This is called Russell's Micro Meat, and this is a little jigged tungsten bomb streamer. And Max will put up a little picture of that one. But what is that, a 5.5?
It's a 4 mil jig bomb.
4 mil,
yeah.
Not 5.5, 4 mil. I misspoke.
But it's heavy.
It is heavy. It's
heavy.
A little bomb. Tell me about this. What do you like this for?
So I originally put this thing together. I feel like predatory fish, the eyes are the hot spot. Right, that's what they're looking for, especially as you're moving it through the water. So having something that had eyes, most jig streamers out there are literally a bead and a zonker with some stuff around it. And not that that doesn't work, but
works better if it's got some eyes on it.
Yeah, how do you continue to hack it and innovate it? So, and we fish a lot of pressured waters here in Colorado, so like having something where the bead is not on the forefront.
Not so obvious, yeah.
But kind of buried under the material is where the whole micro meat came from. And I gotta give a call out. That's not the name I would have given it, but it's a good name. Exactly.
See, I held that back.
You did. You did a good job.
I did.
You still let it out.
I thought about it for a second, and then I just let it go. I think you've done a really nice job of hiding that bead, too. It's like the right color, kind of just tucked in there. This fly is really skinny, too, which is going to just make it bomb to the bottom. What hook is that tied on?
That's on the 400 size.
400? Yep.
So one size in there, and each body or each color has its own bead color, right? So
sure.
Messing with the bead color per body, so you do get a little bit of like a glow underneath the gut of that thing, which I like. And then again, the ice dub just collapses and the whole thing.
Not a lot of volume to it, but a lot of profile.
And the other thing, like a lot of the other jig flies, the bead is rolled over the very front of the eye. I pulled this one back a little bit so you can have a little bit more horizontal presentation where it falls a little more evenly versus just head dive and back up.
Now, do you fish this under a bobber?
You could.
One could.
You could do it. You could fish it behind like a coach if you wanted to bastardize that a little bit. Or you could fish it on a tight line rig. And it would be awesome.
Rig. I thought that's where you were going.
I fish a lot of that.
Do you?
Yeah.
A lot of tight line. Remind me to get Russ some thingamabobbers before he leaves.
I thought Oros were the big hot
well, they are, but I mean, thingamabobbers would be probably more up your alley. Maybe one Oros, small one.
Like a pinch on indicator, maybe.
A pinch, yes, half a pinch on. Perfect.
I'll give you one side of a
Russell's
pinch on.
Micro Meat.
4 colors, one size.
4 colors, one size.
2026.
Size 8, 2026. I like it. I do like that.
I
don't usually like everybody else's flies, but I like your flies.
Best comment I've ever gotten.
Your turn. I was just going to go on. Which one do you want to do? I know which one you're going to do.
Which one am I going to do?
It doesn't matter to me.
Dude, I'm gonna go Timmy because
that's what I think.
You've talked about Timmy and you guys have heard about the Timmy. I'm gonna give you my perception of the Timmy. I remember seeing the Timmy for the first time. I think there's a video of that.
You owe me $7. I think
at 11 Mile.
I think there is.
And
was that the first time?
That was the first time.
Yeah.
Right? Because we hadn't gotten the submission yet.
Right.
And we were fishing it, and I was like, this is cool. And then I fished it, and I was like, this is super cool. I've been telling the story a bunch about the PMD version that's right here. I think as soon as we got the factory samples, I texted you, actually.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, the PMD in this turned out epic. And then I was fishing the upper green. I had a fish refuse twice. I opened my box, and I was like, dude, I'll put on the Timmy. So Timmy, as a comeback fly, crushed that fish. And then you made a comment that I absolutely loved. And he's like, well, you could just throw it. If you didn't eat it, throw it again, but just take the
Just
wing and
change
mash
it up.
flat.
Mash them up.
And again, if you look at the surface of what was floating by on the green that day, we had adults, we had cripples, we had,
I think, yeah, particularly for PMDs, I think there's so many, during a hatch, they don't all hatch the same way and they don't all get out the same way. So not every bug is floating down wings up. A fly like that is, I keep using that word for flies like that, malleable, that you can change up. I first fished that fly on the Rio a couple years ago for the green drakes. The big green drake one was the first one I fished. And same thing, you could change the fly up. You could stand it up, make it stand up almost like a dun. You could flatten it down where it was crushed and really crippled up. Really pretty variable and malleable. That is what I like about it.
And if you guys aren't hearing it, and you may have heard it before, I love this fly because it offers such a different version of a wing for a cripple, right?
Yes.
That it is. I fish a lot of creeks. I catch all the fish. I'm just joking. But if you're experiencing higher catch rates, you don't have to.
If you are experiencing higher catch rates, call your doctor.
You've got a fly malfunction happening. But you don't have to manage the fly as often. You don't have to change it out, right? It's just kind of like
low maintenance.
And that goes a long way.
We just try to make it easier. Just make a fly they'll eat that doesn't fall apart and floats. We're going to have a little dog walk through our screen here.
Just easier.
There's going to be a tail in there.
It's okay.
All right.
So good.
Hey, move along. What's next? I'm gonna save your other fly for later. I'm gonna talk about my friend Keisha Atkins' Sugar Mama, which is another jigged streamer. Keisha is a longtime friend of the shop. The whole Atkin family. But Keisha is the only female Umpqua tire these days.
Sadly, if there's any ladies out there that are sick tire, submit some flies to Umpqua. Our last two have unfortunately timed out and passed on, which is super sad. So,
Keisha, you've got something to kind of carry you forward, at least for a while. But this is a little jig streamer, kind of tied to Seaver style, which I like just from the standpoint of not necessarily recycling an idea, but freshening it up. On a jig hook, hen feathers, big wide profile, not a ton of a little bit of flash, but not a ton of flash, not overdone, and realistically pretty simple fly. A little schloppany collar, a little bit of dubbing, a little bit of flash, not much to it. But that's a pretty good little bait fish profile, and I think again probably a 4 mil tungsten bead on there. Probably again, same hook, yeah.
On that same hook, yep. That 400 super popular. I like this one. I've got micropine. There's micropine on kind of every other jig streamer out there.
Sure.
It's nice.
A great point. Different profile.
Totally. And it's not marabou, which on the paws is going to splay open and act super weird.
Look like a minnow that exploded.
Yeah, this is going to really present. It's going to swim. It's one of those things you get it wet and it really comes alive.
It's got a profile that actually is going to look like a fish the whole time.
Yep.
I like it. I'm excited about that one. I can't wait to fish it. Now, these are all brand new flies, so I haven't, besides my flies, I haven't got to fish any of these yet because I just saw them. We just got them. But I'll put them to work and I'll let you know how they work. But
which color would you start with if you had to choose one?
Tan is my general go-to streamer color, but that white one is probably what I'd start with.
Because you can see it.
Because I can see it because I'm greedy. Yeah. They probably eat the black one just fine, but
they would.
I can't see the black one.
That's not as fun.
Black is probably the best. If you had to have one color streamer, black probably really would be it. But that is always like my second or third choice behind light colored flies because I'm greedy and like to watch them eat it. Look at how good that profile looks.
Go fish tomorrow.
I think I will. Here, I'm going to put these in my cup. Those are mine now. That was mine. Now it's your turn. Pick your next favorite fly.
Don't make me do it. I'll do Craig's flies. I'm gonna do the CDC Sparkle Dawn from Craig Matthews, and it's one of those things you look at it and you're like, duh. And it's.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of CDC, but it makes a pretty good wing on a Sparkle Dawn.
It's epic.
Yeah.
In fact.
Yeah.
So we've got it in 3 colors for 2026. We've got it in the Drake, the PMD, and the Betas.
I was actually just looking at the Drakes too. They're spot on.
The Drakes look fantastic.
They're beautiful. I should have brought one back here.
Drake's on the lower blue already this season, and They do exactly what they should.
One of the cool things about CDC done like that, CDC Sparkle done, that I've tied this fly for years, and I think a lot of people have. This is not a new fly. It's a new fly to Umpqua, and it's probably not a new fly to Craig Matthews. I'm sure he's been fishing it for a long time too, but it has just been not a commercial version. But one of the things with the CDC fly like this that I think is way more effective than a deer hair winged fly is that you can pull that fly under and make it pop back up and kind of cripple itself in the surface film, especially those drakes. That is just a murderous thing that you could do with a CDC fly that you can't really do so much with a deer hair fly. It doesn't pop back through like that, but seems obvious, and it is, and for obvious
fishy.
reasons. Yeah, super fishy.
And like even the drake, if you think about how much elk is up on that wing,
Right.
And the beauty of CDC in my mind is that it can collapse, right, and prevent sometimes a big wing
push.
like that.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so I think you can remove a lot of that with CDC. And again, if you're getting those really subtle fish that don't want to fully take the fly,
The fly collapses.
Yeah.
Absolutely. While you're on Craig's flies, this is and you can expound on this a little bit. This is the pheasant tail sparkle done, which has got a pheasant tail abdomen with a little trailing shuck, and then kind of your conventional deer hair wing sparkle done on the front. And this is
ice tub.
This is a little ice tub.
Yeah, isn't that ice tub in the very
No,
front?
that's super fun, Debbie.
No, my bad.
Come on,
I thought
ice tub.
the X2
The X2 has ice
has
tub.
it.
Yep.
My bad.
So this is a Craig Matthew fly.
It is. Well done.
We were just talking about the Yvon Chouinard thing.
Yes. This was in conjunction with Patagonia Fly Fish. There's a new book called Simple Pheasant Tail Fishing.
Yep.
We had Simple Fly Fishing from Yvon previously. That was Tenkara. This is a lot more exciting, in my opinion.
Way more.
Yeah.
Way more.
And so Umpqua created the assortment that goes along with their book, and it's Morrow, an Italian tire friend of theirs, Craig Matthews, and Yvon Chouinard, that have all contributed some bugs and
All
kind of
tied
celebrate the magic.
Commonly with pheasant tail.
Yeah.
I
Which
like
is a
it.
magical material, in my opinion.
It is. Been around a long time.
And it makes great bodies.
Makes perfect sense there too. It actually tapers in nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fishy
It
little bug.
doesn't hurt to have something different to throw at them every now and then, especially on a fly like that that's so hugely popular. We sell 1,000 of these.
other
Having
thing-
something that's a little different doesn't hurt.
To note on the new Craig patterns that you guys have in the bins is that they are factory barbless, right? So
Right.
if that's important to you, you want something that slides in absolutely perfect, needle sharp, you get that option with these versus a mashing a barb.
Smashing a barb. That's so tedious.
A lot of people forget to do it.
You know who
even.
doesn't smash their barbs? Max. He also doesn't
Damn,
wet
dude,
his,
that's
doesn't wet
cold.
His hand, doesn't wet his hands either.
Oh, that was on film. I don't think I wetted my hands one time.
Wet your hands, Russ.
They're wet from handling the fly line like crazy.
Like everyone noticed.
So please comment about that. We'd love to hear your opinion on wetting your hands and pinching your barbs. These are already pinched, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna go. Oh boy, am I?
Do it.
I'm gonna go straight to this. This is Kirk Vest's Cruel Summer Cicada, and this was I thought the coolest fly in the catalog this year, besides mine. And I put it right up there. This is a pretty cool idea. I'm going to do an article on this fly. This is just a little common cicada, not the big giant 17-year thing. I've got bugs look just like this in my driveway, so we do have these bugs around here. But this is a generic enough sort of terrestrial critter that could pass for a lot of stuff in a lot of places.
Absolutely.
And I like the size. It's big, but it's not giant. You see beetles that size all the time. That is super creepy crawly, really cool little loop wing.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the design of that fly. This comes from Tennessee, is that right? Do I remember that right? You don't know. It does. I remember that right.
I'm going to trust you. You seem very
Yeah.
confident.
I feel pretty confident that this came from Tennessee. I feel like that's right.
Winkler and Brent are going to be so disappointed that I didn't have this fact.
You
challenged me and I failed.
I gave you a chance to fake it. It's from Tennessee. So anyway, this is from Tennessee. Apparently, they've got a lot of these cicadas there. But
If it's not, we're in deep trouble.
I can't wait to put an asterisk up on the screen. of
like
where it actually
Georgia,
is.
yeah, someplace out there. Maybe it was Texas. We don't know where this comes from, but it's cool. I
It's super cool.
I'm excited to tie that. That's just a creepy, crawly little bug. It's tied on a jig hook, which makes that fly always land right. With which is an odd thing for a dry fly. That's sort of a new thing, kind of coming on. Is tying
Kind of get like the double keel out of it.
Yeah, bigger foam dries on jig hooks, and it helps the fly land right side up. But that is just a super buggy little profile.
Knotted little rubber legs in there.
Yep.
Lots to like.
Yeah. Lots to like, and there's just not much there. It's not overdone. I love it. I love it. We'll do more about that one.
I fished that one on Section A of the Green.
You did? You have fished it?
Yeah, and it's great.
Did you catch fish?
I caught fish on it. Those Green River fish that just seem to do
Just
this,
eyeball it and touch it,
and then
and
they
poke
come
it,
back and watch it
taste
drift
it.
for a little bit, and then decide to eat it. And I was like, these are highly inspected fish. And I actually fished a dropper underneath it, fished it as a single.
Sure.
It did great. I was super happy with that fly. Fished it on 3X even, so like you didn't have to over rope it to make sure there wasn't any twisting. Because like you said, there's just not a lot
There's
there.
not much to it. Yep. Yeah, really well designed. And that's not something I say about a lot of flies, but that one is. Where are we at here? I did this one. This one.
It's my turn.
It is your turn.
And I'm going to go with the stuff. I'm going to take the color out that I am very excited to finally have commercially available. I think when you submitted the coach, what was this, in 2019, 2020?
Oh, I don't even know.
A little while ago, you had this one.
Yeah, all of these colors were there in the first batch.
And you were kind enough to leave a couple little gems for Jeff and I. And I had this one here, the white, and I fished it like twice. And I was like, I'm not like good enough to not lose it.
Well, I know Jake has had the yellow one for 5 years in his box.
Yeah. He does the same thing as I do.
Apparently has not lost it. Maybe he's lost it now, but.
Fret not. Available here at Charlie's Fret Box.
Now they've finally come around and done white, yellow, and tan, which were 3 of the original colors that I submitted.
Which are absolutely killer. I think the white and yellow, it's what we talked about with Keisha, is like being able to see and tease and watch the fly swim, stop, pause, do all the fun things you want to do with it. It is such an awesome color.
Such a swimmy little fly.
And like not
obviously should have
anything
came
to
in
it.
these colors the whole time.
Like you peel this thing back and it's like
No, that's
a
the
light
beauty
little
of it.
fly.
Yeah. These are babies, but these are. I mean, you could throw that on a 4-weight, no problem. I have done it. I do it all the time.
And it's got enough weight to actually sink and fish on a 4-weight.
Absolutely, on a floating line.
Yeah,
Which
is
by
killer.
itself. Absolutely.
So it's like, even if you're not a streamer junkie,
You can
because
just
that's the thing.
tuck 3 of those in your box and
have at her.
those 3. So those are new colors. That fly already exists, but those are new colors for 2026.
In the baby and
in the standard. Yep.
So it's 6 new SKUs. I think, to me, I know you breeze over it because it's your fly. You guys have seen it.
Oh yeah, Tim.
I think it's worth a full pause, and like it is a badass fly. Super excited to have this one.
I'm glad you're excited about it.
And
I'm excited about it also, but I've had it for a long time. So now you guys are just going to ruin it for me.
Here we are.
You're going to show it to every.
We're going to pollute the waters with these things.
No one's going to eat it ever again. Like, this fly used to work so good.
Well, next up is.
I showed it. Let's see here. I have to cheat. I still can't remember. Surefire Caddis, Kyle Parsons. This one caught my eye in the catalog too, and it's a simple little fly, little CDC jig, big black tungsten bead on it, quill body, little resin over the top, pretty simple, nondescript caddis emerger pattern, but caught my eye because that's the kind of thing that works. A little purdy kind of thing that has got some CDC on it for movement. As much as I hate flies like this, meaning perdigon stuff, jig stuff, the stupid things do work. It just offends me. I hate it, but they do work really well. And this is like right at the top of that list. I have several spots that I know that fly will work. It's got. I actually just noticed it's got a little tag on it.
In both colors of that one.
Yeah, tan
and olive.
And olive. Yeah. This is the olive version. So
both have the black bead, just different quill body, different hot spot on the rear. Little shoulder underneath there to prop up that CDC. Yep, and you've got that on the XC450 wide gap.
Yeah.
If I was a guide, I'd drop that underneath any kind of foam
dry
fly and just say, have at her at this bank and watch that fly go.
Catch them. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll do.
And, to your point, you may not love the idea of the platform, but, I know Gallup's been in the shop.
You cannot argue it.
You can't argue it. These have a bit more soul. The next one we're going to do is the same thing, where it's just, it has some life to it. It moves. It's not just in a resin body with a bead.
That is something that I've sort of seen the trend in is, nobody's excited by a plain old stick Perdigon anymore. And it's not to say that they don't work, because they do.
They work great.
But
and they sink incredibly fast.
Yeah, they do all the things they're supposed to do. But gosh, you could catch fish on worms too. You got to want to feel good about it at the end of the day. That's something that actually, from a tying standpoint, is more compelling to me anyway. But I think from a fishing standpoint also, that is a reasonable use of the format.
Yeah. I just had Garrison Doctor send me a text while we were standing over at the bins picking out some of these flies. And he saw a picture of a fly we're going to cover here in a second of mine. And it's a quote that someone told to me that I told to Garrison. And he was like, catch a fish on a fly you'd be proud to catch a fish on. And he showed me a picture of my own fly. I was like, yeah, thanks, man. But I think that...
We'll get to that in just a minute.
Yeah, that's teeing that one up nice. But I think a lot of these flies, I think that's that trend. We're seeing that across the whole Umpqua catalog. Flies that have just a little bit more movement, a little bit more to them.
Sure.
I think are just attracting anglers that just kind of want to have that experience in their life. Or like, see, this is what fly fishing looks like to me.
And that's that sort of on an aside here. That's one of the things that's cool about fly fishing. There's so many cool flies.
Yeah.
When flies cease to become cool, it's not as cool. It's not as fun. If I say to Max, "Where'd you catch him on?" Olive Perdigon. There's no question in my mind, like, how did he tie his olive Perdigon? What's different about it? What's the cool little twist? Like he's using that different thing.
The most interesting question you could ask him would be like, well, what color bead was it?
What color was your bead? Yeah.
Which is kind of like a thumbs down question.
Silver, yeah. It's always silver. Except for this one's black.
I like black nickel.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah. Black nickel and silver are 1 and 2.
Silver.
Followed by copper.
Huh.
That's number 2.
He's got a rating.
Huh, exactly. Yeah. I like bead heads.
Interesting. I've heard
Pink's
that.
also a good one.
I've heard that
Depends
about
on the
you.
day.
I've heard that about
well,
you.
I'm going to do a bead head fly then.
Why don't you?
Give me this thing.
Why don't you? Hey, that's got a silver bead.
Well, his other... This is Norm MacTima's May I See You. The other
May
one,
I See You. I like how you said that.
I said it fast, and it came out really nice.
It did. It did.
May I See You. Capital I, capital C.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the ICU package originally was founded on the midge.
Right.
And he's got 2 Mylar kind of buds on either
Cheeks,
side.
yeah.
Yep. And he brings that same thing into this package here. And so you got silver bead on one, you've got a copper bead on the other. 2 very different Mayfly looks. But again, it's same thing as what we were just looking at with Kyle's fly. Norm does a great job of having a really slender body, falls, but a nice little CVC
and a sparse
puff.
collar too, not an overdone collar.
Yeah, so it sinks.
Appropriate
so it swims,
for what the fly is
it
supposed
allows
to do.
the material to breathe, all that good stuff. Little different hot spots to it, but not too much glitz and glam.
No, I like
just
that it's
the right
dull.
amount of right amount of dropper. Norm's super fishy guy.
Seems pretty good at that kind of thing.
He's caught a couple trout.
A couple?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you want is just a couple.
Starts with one.
Now
I can be an expert.
No, you can have your own YouTube channel, like us. I'm gonna
and subscribe, folks.
I'm gonna leave this one for you, but I'm gonna jump right to yours.
That's a fly you could be proud to catch a fish on.
I was just thinking, I can't wait to be proud to catch fish on this, and I'd like to know this. This is Russell's hard body leech.
That's right, dude.
I got it right on the first try. Hard body. Oh, see, that one's
heavy.
gone.
Heavy.
Super heavy. Can hardly hang on to the dang thing. This is Russell's hard body leech in brown, which is maybe not as heavy. This is super simple, which I actually find compelling. The flies that that end up being something with so little. Pretty good design on that. You said tungsten scud body for the weight under. Is it just thread?
Just thread.
Covered in thread.
Epoxy and nail polish.
And a squirrel strip.
Yeah.
Epoxy, nail polish, tungsten, and a squirrel strip. Where might one put this to use? I know you like to catch carp with this, and we try not to talk about that here in the shop when I'm on this side of the camera.
Understood.
You can talk with that.
You can catch bass on it.
Dirty Max.
Bluegill.
Bluegill will eat this. Imagine.
That's a fly. So what feels like forever ago now, I worked at Front Range Anglers with Rob Kalanda. Rob still has his bellyache leech in the bins, and he was doing this scud belly on his streamer. And I tied 1 million of those, and I was loving that. And then I started to get on the leech game for tight lining. and I started to get on the leech game in lakes a lot. And so I just rolled that same, Rob always jokingly called it bellyache technology, BAT.
Sure.
And so I rolled that same bellyache technology right into this fly, and
That sounds like a Kalanda-ism.
totally. And anyway, I've been fishing this one literally since like 2008 or 2009, and finally decided,
Finally perfected it.
Yeah.
Finally got it dialed in.
Every now and then you can put the the glitzy nail polish on there with a little sparkle in there if you want to
dress it
hack
up.
it. Yeah, you want to give them a little extra.
Huh.
But I like leaving it nice and simple mostly.
Simple, plain, heavy.
Heavy,
Obviously on a jig hook.
Jig hook. It's a size 10 on that one. Again, I fish a tight line indicator. I will literally fish that one as like a swung leech streamer, just on a floating line.
You fish that under a dry, no problem.
Maybe one of your boy wonders.
It's not that hit well. My flies do float particularly well.
I think we did 9 tungsten beads under that fly.
Maybe we could do 3 of these. That is heavy. As I bounce that is heavy.
Yeah.
This is perfect for your.
But it's not too heavy. It's not grossly heavy.
What Max calls the dragon drop, but is really just like a long tinkara, poke it in the eye, 6 inches of tippet hanging
Max
out of the
hasn't
tip of
seen
the
how
rod.
just horrid my little setup for carp is.
We gotta go.
It's not attractive.
Stay tuned. It'll come back. 2 feet a leader with a bell sinker on the bottom.
That would
Just
probably
in
be
the
more
middle.
effective than that.
I would. See, it's not that I'm not full of ideas. I just am against that sort of thing.
See, as soon as we get you talking carp, listen to these ideas
Yeah,
that are coming out.
I've done it before. I have been just as dirty as all of you. I've just gotten past it.
We're not there yet.
We don't need to relive it. So there's Russell's hard body leech, which is olive purple, brown, and black.
Yep, 4 colors, 1 size. Happy days.
Happy days. GH Caddis.
GH special.
Special. It's a caddis.
Special.
Tell us
We
it
should
is
do that at the
special.
same time. Ready? Special.
That's going to get cut into an Instagram clip right there.
Max, don't take any notes over there.
I think this is dubbing, wire, some kind of cool scud back kind of thing. Some little chenille, little net builder caddis. Pretty accurate too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, everybody's has heard about net builder caddis. Not a lot of people know about them or when to fish them. That's just sort of a general attractor bug, really.
Anytime the
they're in
water's
water all
coming
the
up,
time.
it's been up and it's coming down. I just like that whole season that we've got
Becomes available.
Dude, and those things crush.
It's a creepy looking little bug.
Yeah.
That's a good design. I like it.
And again, here in Colorado, we fish 3-fly rigs from time to time. Some people do, right? You're allowed to. Let's put it that way. It's nice that it's got a barb, right? Versus some of these
Sure,
barbless options, so you can do some
Yeah, good
inline
point.
rigging on there if you wanted to go that route.
And you can pinch the barb and still leave that little bump, which is the whole idea.
You could pinch the barb too.
Max, you could pinch the barb. You don't.
Try that.
You don't need to.
I try to dry my hands with like desiccant and leave the barb unpinched as I go out there.
That we just featured. If you put that on your hands first,
Yeah, exactly.
that'll get them good and dry. I actually was thinking about that earlier today, and I remember when I was a kid. You used to get your advice from Field and Stream magazine. I might predate you on that, but I literally remember reading in Field and Stream magazine, if you're having a hard time holding onto a trout, to stick your hand in the sand and then grab the fish so that you could get your hooks out of him. So we've come a long way to Max maybe occasionally not pinching his barbs or wetting his hand, or Russell drying his hands with desiccant, but it's a lot better than it used to be.
Every day's
Everybody's
own challenge.
Hey, we let them live now. Imagine that.
Yeah. You actually at least give him a shot back in the water. Yeah.
Look at that.
I also used to sack a whole stick of them, but brook trout are delicious. I think that's all our 5 new flies.
5.
Well, 5. I would
That
say
should
5.
at least wet your palate for the full Umpqua assortment.
Yes,
I know
there's
Charlie's
more
got
coming.
more coming
Yep.
in, but it's a cool little preview.
Oh, we've got more here now. They're actually all live on the website. All the new flies are on the new arrivals tab on the website. This is just what we featured today. So there's
made it so easy for
there's
folks.
even more. Yes, we try to get them while they're hot. I don't know how long. Some of them were already sold out when we ordered.
Oh, that's great.
So
We got more on the way then.
yeah, then hopefully there'll be
and
more coming.
Charlie has them here.
We do have them here. They're here now.
So you should get on it while you can get it, and then, folks, You should tell Charlie that we need more Charlie Craven flies for 2027 and get on it already.
I'm trying.
He's got a hard life over here.
I do. Yeah. I've been a little busy lately. I've got a few ideas. They just haven't come to fruition yet. So
Take your time.
don't
sir.
worry. They'll be there.
I'm not worried.
I won't let you down. That's everything Russell has for you. I've got plenty more for you, but we're going to do that in a different video. I want to thank Russell for showing up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. What time is it? 5:26 in the afternoon. He decided to roll through and grace us with his presence.
It was raining out earlier.
It was raining. He couldn't get out of the car.
I couldn't go outside.
Had to sit. Yeah, I understand.
It's a nice shirt.
That is a sweet shirt. I'm glad you dressed up.
No problem.
And
Wore a hat today.
Put your hat on forward.
Put the angler uniform on. People need to know I can fish.
Russell is not fucking around. All right, that's what we got for you. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, call Max or Jaron. Actually, call Jaron. Jaron needs more practice on the phone, and he is ready and willing to answer all your questions about new flies. And in the meantime, check it out on the website. See what you think. Thanks for watching.